Hey everyone, it's Tony George from Doc Sports. It's Tuesday, and that means the NFL opening line report week 16. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Let's talk about it here. These are just initial thoughts and reactions, not a deep dive into handicapping picks. Of course, it's interactive. So you leave your comments once we filter out the haters, the F bombs, and links to porn websites. They know the demographic and other competitors putting links into their Superlock Millennium page. I'll go through the comments. There's hundreds of them a week. I'll approve 30 or 40 of them, interact with you, give you my takes on what your takes are. So tell me what your picks are, your best teasers are, maybe a money line parlay. Share your thoughts with me and tell me if my initial take is way off base or not. Last week I got my ass kicked in the NFL. Now we won 2 weeks in a row, pushed on a 7 unit, won on a 7 unit, and I know what the errors of my ways were. I had a bad beat, had that under in the Steelers and Colts game. Colts take a knee with like a minute left. Tomlin, there's no way they can come back. He calls a timeout, pisses off the Colts coach, and on fourth down with little time left, he kicked the field goal just to shove it in their face. If Tomlin wouldn't have called that timeout, we lost it by on the hook. And on Sunday, what I did last week was what I did the previous 2 weeks was I was struggling a little bit in the NFL. And I said, I'm just going to circle the games out of the gate that I like without doing a huge deep dive. Just circle them. All four that I circled, initial thoughts, initial instincts. I've been doing this 30 years. All four won. And then I did the old method of paralysis by overanalysis. Really going to dig into these, and then, read this, read that, respect this guy's opinion, whatever. And I didn't go with my gut instincts and just put them up, including Seattle for a Monday night pick, which you know me. I never put out Monday night picks. I didn't put out a Monday night pick for a free play. We put most of them out for free on Thursdays and Mondays and do a very good job of winning more than we lose. But I didn't know who was starting a quarterback. We did 2 prop plays on that card. DJ Metcalf over his receiving total, which happened on the final drive of the game. Whew. And we had Swift over on running yards because I thought they'd run it right at him. And we were able to get both those props in. Props are the only way to bet Thursdays and Mondays anyway. But very rarely do you find opportunity. But then again, on Monday night, Pete Carroll chomping that gum. This guy drives me crazy. He's beat me 4 against him 80% of the time over since he's been coaching up there. But Seattle underdog at home on a Monday night. What kind of sorcery is this with a backup quarterback who's pretty damn good? We'll talk about that. But anyway, kind of a crazy week. Philadelphia lost 3 in a row. Kansas City finally bounced back. There's a lot of stuff on the line this week. I haven't seen a line. I took a break Monday. I'm in a foul mood with this NFL performance last week. Nobody hates losing more than I do. Let's get to them. All right, we have a Thursday night game here with the Rams. One that I had circled that I passed on, put him in a teaser instead, but got it done against Washington. 4.5-point favorite against the Saints, total 44.5. Give me the Rams. Period. Make sure that line's still there. Yep, give me the Rams. Cincinnati on Saturday playing at Pittsburgh -2.5. Total 37.5. Pittsburgh's a dumpster fire. I'm not so sure Kenny Pickett's the answer for Pittsburgh either. You think they'd kill to have a guy like Drew Lock in there throwing the ball for him right now? Maybe that's the guy that the Jets should have went after as well. But nonetheless, Cincinnati, why is Browning doing so well? They came back. What a dramatic comeback last week. And they say, well, they got lucky. The Minnesota laid down, whatever. No, they didn't. That's the sign of a championship team this late in the season. to be down, what was it, 14, and come back and win a game, that's moxie. That's the sign of a championship team. That's an 8-6 team, 7-7. Who's more likely to make the playoffs? The Bengals. Why is Browning so successful? He's got a 1-2 punch at running back, a good offensive line, and 3 wide receivers that Kansas City would kill for, and they'd probably be unbeaten with them. That's why the quarterback looks good there. Pittsburgh, I don't even at home, I don't trust him. Tomlin is... give me Cincinnati. Buffalo, 10.5 at the Chargers. Chargers finally get rid of Brandon Staley. What was that? Well, I'll tell you what that was. That team gave up on him. They gave up. Didn't play for him. I mean, how do you recover from that debacle? Buffalo off back-to-back tough games. Coaching change for the Chargers. Total 42.5. Give me the Chargers. Definitely put them in a teaser. Just a bad spot for Buffalo. Short week. Huge game against Dallas. Indianapolis laying 1.5 at Atlanta. Total 44.5. Give me the Colts. Atlanta's a bad football team. Poorly coached. Ritter. Bijan Robinson may be one of the best rookie running backs, is the best rookie running back coming out of college. Pitts. Now look at all the draft picks these guys had. Bijan Robinson had 8 touches last week against Carolina. Worst team in the league. Think they're going to cover against the Colts? Give me a break. Super lock and Millennium? No, but a strong lean there. Green Bay minus 4.5 at Carolina. 36.5. What's going on in Green Bay? What was that? I had them as a 6-unit play. They never got off the bus. Granted, I underestimated Tampa Bay. I'm a believer now. But Green Bay laying 4.5 on the road here. Total 36.5. Green Bay's defense, terrible. Let's dig a dive into that while we have a cup of coffee. Looking at the total more than anything. Last 4 games for Green Bay have gone over. One of those against the Giants, who stink. Carolina is under their last 2 against New Orleans and Atlanta. I'd lean under. Cleveland at Houston. Here's a good game. 2.5. Houston is laying 2.5 at home. Stroud will be back. Case Keenum and company. Dramatic win against Tennessee. I had Tennessee. Cleveland in a teaser for sure. Get them up to 8.5. 42 seems about right. Remember, Cleveland's defense is allowing 29 points per game on the road. You might want to take a look at that over. I'll tell you what, Flacco doesn't look like he's been laying on the couch eating Hot Pockets at Mom's house, does he? What, 2 games into this season? He looks as good as he did when he won the Super Bowl with the Ravens. I mean, he was making throws you cannot possibly imagine. They got that defense, but they don't play well on the road. Houston, their coaches should win Coach of the Year. I've got a 4-1 ticket on him. I hope he does. But that is a good football team, overachievers. Will this be the game that them missing wide receivers comes up and bites them in the butt? I mean, a hell of a defensive effort against Tennessee. Let's be honest, right? I mean, you hear so much about Cleveland's defense. They have more overs than they do unders this year. Matter of fact, over and under, Cleveland 6-3-1 to the over. And of course, Houston's 3-7, their last 10. Chicago, what an ending to that game. That Hail Mary in the end zone that popped up, that guy should have had that. They gave up 36 to the Rams on the road. They gave up 29 to Denver on the road. They gave up 30. They gave up 31 at Baltimore. They gave up 24 at Seattle. They gave up 38 at Indy. Give me the over. Yeah, there we go. Detroit laying 3 at Minnesota. Oh my. 46.5 is the total. Over. Maybe Minnesota in a teaser. The Jets laying 3 to Washington. 37.5. This is a viewer participation game. I don't want anything to do with that. They told Wilson now he's going to be gone at the end of the year. He doesn't give a rat's butt. They played decent against the Rams, actually. You end up getting Jacoby Brissett in there for that game. I mean, if anything, Rivera's I doubt he makes it into next year as head coach there. And the Jets just got smacked around at Miami. I mean, these guys are just, neither one of them could cover a spread. Total 37.5. Look at the weather for sure. Washington in a teaser. Faux show. Yeah. Seattle at Tennessee, laying 2.5, total 41.5. I'll tell you what, Drew Lock was second-round draft pick of Denver. He got thrown into the fire early, made a lot of bad decisions, made a lot of picks, was a little bit immature. You could see how he matured. He made throws in that game on Monday night that 60% of the quarterbacks in the league, as good as they are starters, couldn't make. He made some fantastic throws. He made good decisions. He might be better than Geno Smith, because Smith is not having the comeback player of the year award that he had last year. He's not having that good of a year. A 7-7. This is a must-win game for Seattle. Tennessee, you want to check the status of their quarterback. Total 41.5. I'd look at the under there. I'd look at the under. I think Seattle might win that. I really can't put my thumb on what's wrong with the Titans as much as I can. They're just a dysfunctional team right now, in my opinion. I mean, Henry hardly ran the ball. What do you do? Who's calling plays there? Yeah. Jacksonville catching 1.5 at Tampa Bay. Total 43.5. Jacksonville, man, did they look bad the other night, huh? They're their own worst enemy. In Tampa Bay, 7-7, 8-6. This is a crucial game for both teams in terms of the playoffs. 43.5. I'd lean under. I don't know. Tampa Bay, I'll say this about Baker Mayfield. He's not the most accurate guy. He doesn't look awesome in the pocket. But he's a gamer. He wills himself to win games. He does a lot of come from behind wins. Jacksonville, it's got more equal star power on offense. Quarterback might be a little bit better. Lawrence has trouble turning the ball over. Let me look at something here. Let's what do you guys think about this one? I mean, Jacksonville ends up at 7 points last week. Boy. Jacksonville scoring 22 a game. They're allowing 20. Boy, I'm telling you, this is a tight ball game here. I don't want anything to do with it, actually. You know, you take a look at Tampa Bay's defense. They're ranked 26, but boy, they play better in yards allowed. They are number 9 against the rush, only allow 96. Problem is they allow, they're second to dead last in pass defense, Tampa Bay is. Let's go back. Now that's a red flag. Over 43.5. That's what I lean. Cardinals against Chicago. Chicago laying 4.5, 44.5. I mean, Arizona isn't giving up. Arizona's not giving up. Chicago trying to recover. Give me Arizona plus the 4.5. Total 44.5. Might go under 2. Dallas at Miami. Miami 1.5. Total 51.5. Miami. Dallas can't win on the road. They haven't beaten a team over 500 on the road. They're a different animal on the road. They're a different animal and they play a really good team. Tell me I'm wrong. I know there's all kinds of Cowboy fans out there. You get Hill back. They sat Hill out this week so we can play against Dallas. This is a huge game for both teams. Both sitting at 10-4. This is a 4:25 Eastern game. I can't trust Dallas on the road, especially on back-to-back. They looked absolutely futile against Buffalo. And Buffalo, in my opinion, is not as good a team as Miami is. And they're back on the road again. Yeah. Argue with me. New England catching 6.5 at Denver. New England, Kansas City got over on them. Denver is in a must-win situation. Can you trust Zappy on the now? Denver in a teaser. Total 34.5. I take Denver in a teaser. I mean, that'd be the anchor of a parlay leg or a teaser leg for me. Big time. Denver will win that game. I mean, 2-8, 3-7 against the spread for New England. You know, Denver off a little bit of a butt whipping there at Detroit. They beat Cleveland. Their last 4 home games. They beat Green Bay, Kansas City, Minnesota, and Cleveland. Yeah, I definitely have Denver in a teaser. I don't know if I want to lay 6.5 there. I don't know how long Belichick's boys are going to play for him. Kansas City laying 10, 41.5 against Las Vegas. Give me the over. Kansas City, even though they beat the Patriots, what they have, 5 or 6 drop passes. Even Kelsey dropped one in the end zone. It's going to come back and bite them in the ass sooner or later. It's not going to be against Las Vegas. I'm not laying 10 in the NFL. I'm not even going to tease them. That's the first time around. Let's look at the first time around there. Kansas City came out here and beat the hell out of them 31-17. Laying 9.5. Now they're laying 10. Probably more of the same. Probably they get Pacheco back this week too. Maybe tease Kansas City down to 4. Stick them with Denver. That'd be a nice little AFC West teaser. Monday Night Football. Merry Christmas, by the way. Those were Christmas Eve games we all talked about. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. The Giants catching 11.5 at Philadelphia. Total 43.5. Give me the Giants. Here's the big one. Baltimore at San Francisco. This is potentially the rematch of the 2013 Super Bowl and a preview of the 2023 Super Bowl. 45.5 is the total. 5.5 San Francisco. Both teams at 11-3. What do you think? What do you think? By the way, remember you're betting into numbers and not games. 5.5 is one of the worst numbers in the NFL to lay ever. I'm debating this. They've played twice since the Super Bowl, February 3rd of 2013. I remember it well. I was taping a pilot for Discovery Channel about handicappers with Teddy Covers and Stu Feiner and Steve Budin, of all people. And at the Westgate with Jay Cornegay and those guys, we taped and we got the pilot. It was Super Bowl week. Handicappers, real life, wives involved. It was a really cool series that we taped. And unfortunately, once it got to test markets and passed with a 90% rating, the female president of Discovery Channel did not like gambling and she denied it. Would have been a hell of a fun thing to do. Been a reality TV person. Think Monday night unders come into play? Same game teaser, tease it up to 51.5, take the under, and take the Ravens and put them up to 11.5? Probably. Whew. That's a tough call because San Francisco looks unbeatable right now. San Francisco looks unbeatable. I don't know which way to go in this one. I would lean... Didn't Baltimore suffer a couple injuries in that game too? Let's talk about this a minute. Tell me what you think. Yeah, they lost Mitchell. You know what? I'd lean San Francisco. That's what I think. Over at Doc Sports, we got a free $60 for you. Link in the description below or upper left-hand tab corner of the website. Now, folks, if you're not tuning in to Doc's Gridiron 6-pack for free plays, we went 5-1 last week, and now we are 71% on the season, almost over a 90-game sample size. Hashtag fact. Hashtag unfrickin' heard of. Hashtag tune in. It'll be up Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by.